Welcome to Off the Grid, a podcast for small business owners who want to leave social media without losing all their clients.
Let's go off the grid. Okay. Let's go off the grid. Okay. I know that you really want to put your phone away. Yeah. Let's go off the grid.
Hello and welcome back to Off the Grid, a podcast about leaving social media without losing all your clients or sacrificing all your income in the process. I'm Amelia. I am the host of this show and your fellow traveler and sometimes guide as we go down this path of creating successful, sustainable businesses with no or minimal social media presence. Today's episode is a little bit different than usual because I wanted to give you a super quick masterclass sharing my 5-step plan for leaving any social platform. Now, I shared this way back in episode 2 of the podcast. In that episode, I told you my story of leaving Instagram and starting my business without it, and then I wrapped that up by sharing this 5-step plan. But I wanted to take that 5-step plan out of that episode and give it here to you in a short, sweet, actionable format, because I have been hearing from more people than ever that they are ready to step away from social media, to log off the apps temporarily or for good, and that they really need this support to figure out how to make that happen. So I wanted to offer it to you in the form of this mini masterclass that will guide you through my 5-step process for leaving any social platform. You can use this to leave Instagram, to leave Facebook, to leave X, to leave TikTok, to leave anywhere that you feel is not serving you or your business anymore. And I offer it to you freely, no strings attached, with the hope that it empowers you to make the decisions that are right for this moment in your work and life. And if you want a little more than just this super quick audio lesson, do make sure that you grab the free Leaving Social Media Toolkit that has a written version of this 5-step plan, including all of the reflection questions that I mentioned along the way. So give it a listen right now, then head to the show notes to get the free Leaving Social Media Toolkit so you can journal alongside me in the future. I'm so grateful you pressed play today. Now let's dive in to your 5-step plan for leaving any social platform. Step 1 of this 5-step plan is perhaps the biggest of all of the steps, and that is to decide that you're going to leave social media and when you're going to do that. Obviously, this is a big decision. Maybe you've been on social media for a long time, or you haven't been on there at all, but you feel like you have to be. So deciding to leave or to not take part in it is quite the choice. Some reflection questions I recommend during this step of the process are, why do I want to leave social media? Do I need to consider my sales or marketing calendars as I plan my exit? And when is a good time for me and for my business to leave? Maybe you know that you do a huge sales push every fall, and so that might not be when I would plan my exit. Maybe I'd plan my exit for right after I finished my sales cycle, and then I will set myself up to be growing my mailing list. So by the time I do it again next year, I've got a great email list to go to. Just an idea, but that's our first step. Decide that you're going to leave and when. Step 2 is announce your exit and share how people can stay in touch. So my recommendation is that you never ghost your followers. Tell them that you're leaving and why. I bet you will be surprised at how many of them are in full support of this decision. As you are announcing your exit, here are a few reflection questions to consider. What other marketing platforms will you use instead of social media? How can your clients, customers, community, or just your friends keep in touch with you and learn about your work in the future? And how much time will your community need to learn that you're leaving and follow you in other places? Once you know the answer to those questions, you are ready for step 3. The third step of this process is to request your data from the platform and archive it offline. Every platform works a little differently for this. Some of them will let you download everything you've ever posted and shared there, and others will not. So reflection questions for this step include, what data have you shared on that platform, and will the platform let you request a copy of it? Is there anything you want to capture or save? Maybe you have photos or videos or long captions that you want to make sure you have in the future. Does any of that exist, and how do you want to save it? And then is there anything you want to delete or archive before you leave? When you leave a social media platform, you may leave your account up and just stop participating there. But is there anything that you're like, I don't want that up if I'm not there? And how can you archive or delete it before you go? Now we're on to the fourth step in our 5-step process for leaving any social platform. And this will only apply if you're leaving an account or profile up on the platform that you don't want to participate in anymore. But if you are doing that, then step number 4 is to change your bio and profile to share that you're no longer on the platform and how to reach you. So reflection questions for this step are, will your profile stay online after you leave the platform, or will you be taking it down when you leave? If your profile stays up, how will people know you're not active there when you're gone? And what resources, links, or autoresponders do you want in place for anyone who comes across your profile in the future? So again, this is a really personal decision. When I left Instagram, I left my profile up because it had a huge archive of work I had done for over 5 years, and I wanted that to stay online even if I was no longer there. When I left Facebook, I deleted my account entirely because I didn't want those connections anymore. So this is a personal decision and may depend on the platforms that you're on or that you're leaving. But step number 4 is getting all of that tidy before we move on to step number 5, which is sign off. This is your moment, my friend. If you have moved through steps 1 through 4, you are ready to sign off on the day that you told people you were going to be leaving that platform. And please let me recommend that you create a little ritual around this process. Can you sign off for the final time and go get yourself a little treat? For me, I like to celebrate with donuts. For you, it could be a smoothie. It could be a long walk. It could be a great swim. It could be a date night with your partner. It could be a coffee date with your best friend. However you like to celebrate, please celebrate yourself in this process. Plan a ritual to celebrate your sign off, and then you're out of there, my friend. You have completed the 5-step plan for leaving any social platform, and you've done it in such a way that your business can be successful on the other side because you have considered your marketing and sales calendars, and you've set up other channels where you're communicating with your clients, customers, and community away from social media. And that's all, my friends. You have now heard our complete 5-step plan for leaving any social platform. Again, I want to recommend that you head to the show notes and grab the free Leaving Social Media Toolkit, which provides you with a written version of this plan that you can follow along with and answer all the reflection questions and really make your plan for what comes next for your work, your business, your life away from social media. I am always here cheering you on in stepping back or away from these platforms, and Off the Grid has weekly episodes to support you along the way. If you love this episode, I would super appreciate if you left us a 5-star rating or review, and let me know if you like this format. I'm considering adding some more 10 minutes or less episodes in future seasons, and I'd love to know if it feels supportive and exciting to you or not, because if it doesn't, we won't do it. Thanks again for listening and lending your attention to the show. Until next time, I will see you off the grid. Thanks for listening to Off the Grid. Don't forget to grab your free Leaving Social Media Toolkit at offthegrid.fun/toolkit. This podcast is a Softer Sounds production. Our music is by Melissa Caitlin Carter of Making Audio Magic, and our logo is by Natelier Studio. I'm your host, Amelia Ruby, and until next time, I'll see you off the grid and on the interweb.
Let's go off the grid. Okay. Let's go off the grid. Okay. I know that you really